On Global TV News Express, President Tinubu writes, Senate requests confirmation of Justice Kekerekun as Sanchief Chief Justice of Nigeria. At the business, petrol price hits 2,500 naira as Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria shut filling stations overseas trucks. On the front scene, missing American hiker found dead in South Africa. The sports, Juventus plot Osimhen's Serie A return. Hello and welcome to all of you in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Edikan Michael. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, free to air on Nicomsat. And our President Bola Tinubu has formally requested the Senate to confirm Justice Kudirat Kekerekun as the substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria. During the Tuesday's plenary session, the request was presented in a letter read by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio. Kekerekun has been serving as the acting Chief Justice of Nigeria since August, following the retirement of Justice Oloyede Ariwoola. Our President Bola Tinubu has presided over the Federal Executive Council meeting at the Council Chambers of the State House in Abuja. And prior to the commencement of the Council meeting yesterday, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, commended President Tinubu for his commitment to democracy through the conduct of free and fair election in Edo State. Akume also commended the All Progressive Congress leadership in Edo State that produced the victory of Senator Monday Okpebholo. The Council also observed a minute of silence in honor of a deceased former member of the Council, Salome Audu, who died on 27 August 2024. Meanwhile, in a move designed to strengthen the country's national value system following the decline of values, the Federal Executive Council has approved the establishment of a Citizens Value Brigade for primary, secondary schools across the country. Minister of Information and National Orientation Mohammed Idris stated this while addressing correspondents after the Federal Executive Council meeting chaired by President Bola Tinubu at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Shana J tells us more. We'll bring that very shortly. The Nigerian Army has refuted the allegation of sexual harassment by ex-private Ruth Ogunlele against the Ibrahim Abdurrahim and other personnel of Army Medical Corps Lagos. This refutal was made by the Director, Army Public Relations Major General Oyema Nwachiku while addressing journalists in Abuja. Our correspondent Kikelo Makero will bring us very shortly. The People's Democratic Party has officially rejected the Edo State governorship election result announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission and demanded an immediate review of the poll result by the electoral body. During a press conference in Abuja, Acting National Chairman PDP Umaru Damagin called on Nigerians to support the party's rejection of the election result. Governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, has approved a reduction in a number of days public servants are required to work each week in a bid to lessen their transportation costs. The governor also announced an extension of palliative payments to public servants for the next 2 months. A statement issued by the governor's spokesperson Olawale Rashid had obtained in Osobo on Tuesday indicated that the approval was outlined in a circular from the office of the head of state. The House of Representatives says it expects the submission of the 2025 appropriation bill by the executive as it resumes from its annual recess today. The House spokesperson Rep. Akin Rotimi discloses in a statement. He said timely submission from the executive will be crucial as it facilitated thorough scrutiny and public input through the town hall meetings. A practice he added was pioneered by the House during the 2024 budget review. Now, Kogi State House of Assembly has demanded the immediate removal of the chairman of Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olokide, citing alleged unprofessional conduct in handling the case against the former governor, Alhaji Yahaya Bello. The resolution was passed during the plenary session in the Assembly's chamber in Lokoja. Just as the resumed hearing in the trial of the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, at the Federal High Court in Abuja, Justice Binta Nyako said she was going to withdraw from the trial. Justice Nyako's response to step down from the trial is on account Kanu's request in the open court follows his claim that the trial judge has refused to obey the orders of the Supreme Court. And out to National Service, the Director General of National Youth Service, Brigadier General Ahmed, has urged the scheme's internal auditors to instill the culture of accountability in their official duties. Brigadier General Ahmed discloses at the opening ceremony of the 2024 NYC Internal Auditors Workshop. He said that it's very important to reinforce the scheme's internal financial control system to avoid financial losses. Speaking to the Director of Procurement, Chris Jimba, Brigadier General Ahmed urged them to ensure that the scheme's financial practices adhere to the highest ethical and compliance standards. You're watching the News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. When News Express returns, Ocean reduces work days for workers, extends palliative. Details of these and more stories after this short break. Please stay with us. You're still watching the News Express live from the nation's capital, Abuja. And now before turning to business, Shaunaja brings us an update from the Federal Executive Council approval for the establishment of Citizens Value Brigade in primary and secondary schools.
Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says the government is worried about the observed decline in value system, hoping that it can be altered for the sake of sustainable development. He further says there is an improvement of inclusion of national value charter and national symbols to be made mandatory, not just in the curriculum, but in the teaching of civil education.
Model citizens among Nigerians. We have noted, Council has noted the gradual erosion of our values, especially among the younger ones, and this is giving rise to the kind of misbehavior and attitude that we see that is out of tune with our tradition and our norms and our upbringing. So Council has noted that there is the need for strengthening and going back to these core values that Nigeria is known for over time, for which we know that there has been some kind of decline.
The Federal Executive Council also approved the construction of 40 houses for judges and justices in the Federal Capital Territory. Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, announced this during the media briefing, saying that the 40 residents will be constructed in the Katampe district, with 20 allocated to the FCT High Court, 10 to the Federal High Court, and 10 to the Court of Appeal. He says the project is slated for completion within 15 months.
The importance, Mr. President, attaches to the judiciary. Mr. Frame finds it very difficult how judges and justices will be living in rented houses and hotel apartments. That is not safe for judiciary. That is not convenient for them to do their work. And so Mr. President directed that the FCT, through the FCDA, should immediately construct 40 number judges and justices quarters at Katampe district. Now what it means is that out of these 40, FCT High Court, which is like the FCT Court, will have 20. The Federal High Court will have 10, and the Court of Appeal will have 10.
However, the council also approved several major road projects across the country, allocating billions of naira for construction. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, announced that the Abuja-Kano Road project, handled by Julius Berger, received approval of 740 billion naira. The project, initially valued at 155 billion naira, was revised to 797 billion naira by the previous administration and further increased to 1.5 trillion naira. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
Meanwhile, the Federal Executive Council has approved the establishment of a disaster management fund. This was disclosed to journalists by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, at the State House in Abuja after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu. Kikolemo Kere has the details.
The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, says in this era of climate change, no matter the prevention measures in place, disaster will still occur. He emphasized the importance of pulling funds from various sectors and being prepared when disasters strike.
We need to build greater resilience in the form of a substantial disaster relief fund, separate from the agencies that actually intervene physically. This will focus on the financing and bringing together the funding from across the spectrum, the federal, the subnational levels.
Edun also reveals that the Council passed the Economic Stabilization Bill, which is largely based on the recommendation of the Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee.
The Companies Income Tax Act, there's also a proposal to amend that, basically to allow Nigerians with the skills, the expertise, and the relevant relationships to be able to stay in Nigeria and provide services to foreign companies abroad without those companies having to come and register in Nigeria, thereby opening up a whole vista of employment opportunities, income opportunities, and entrepreneurship opportunities.
He further explained that the bill is aimed at implementing the committee recommendations, including proposed amendment to the company's income tax. Kikolemo Kere, Global Television.
Now, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has conducted a comprehensive mop-up operation across various markets in Maiduguri, Borno State. A press statement signed by the agency's resident media consultant, Sayo Akintola, noted that the mop-up operation took place at the Gabora Drug and Food Market and Monday Market, Open Air Theatre Drug Market, and the Gwange Drug Market. This initiative is aimed at removing drugs and food items contaminated by recent floodwaters to prevent their reintroduction into south as part of market control strategy, and thereby preventing possible outbreaks of diseases. Our operatives of National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have again arrested a 48-year-old businessman, Christian Obuji. He was arrested at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja on May 10, 2023, upon arrival from Uganda via Addis Ababa for ingesting a 93 pellet of cocaine weighing 1.986 kilograms. Hong Kong and Shanghai stocks led gains across Asia and Europe after China unveiled fresh stimulus measures as the country's leaders struggle to kickstart growth in the world's #2 economy. After a string of weak data that has fanned worries about the financial health of the country, the central bank said it will make it easier for lenders and lower key to interest rate. The decision came as traders were already upbeat after the Federal Reserve last week lowered the borrowing costs for the first time since 2020 and indicated more were in the pipeline through to 2026. The United States Chamber of Commerce has expressed willingness to invest approximately $320 million in mortgage refinancing and small and medium enterprises in Nigeria. This was disclosed in a statement issued by the spokesperson for Vice President Kashim Shettima Stanley Nwocha. And more on the business desk, the President and Chief Executive of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, has called on the federal government to end the fuel subsidies completely. He said the removal will help to determine the actual petrol consumption in the country as it confirmed ownership of 2 oil blocks in the upstream sector with an expected production date of next month. Dangote also said that fuel production from its $20 billion mega refinery in Lagos will help ease the pressure on the naira. The refinery can refine 650,000 barrels of crude oil daily. Inter and intra-city transport fares have risen by over 200% in Akwa Ibom State following the shutting down of petrol stations and other outlets by the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria. Report says IBMine had increased fuel price to between 2,000 naira and 2,500 naira per litre. Explaining the reasons behind the action, which took effect Tuesday in a statement, IBMine Chairman, Coordinating Committee and Secretary in the State, Comrade Francis Ryan and Prince Ekom Odama said the union called out their members in solidarity to demand the release of the PMS that landed trucks seized 4 months ago by operatives of the Joint Task Force. On the foreign scene, escalating clashes between Israel and Hezbollah threatened to overshadow United States President Joe Biden's final appearance at the United Nations signature annual event as diplomats scramble to avert all-out regional war. The gathering of dozens of world leaders, the high point of the diplomatic calendar, comes a day after Israeli airstrikes on Lebanon killed more than 490 people, according to local authorities. As world leaders gathered in Martham on Monday for the annual flurry of the speeches and face-to-face diplomacy, United Nations Security Council member France called for an emergency meeting on the crisis engulfing the Middle East. And more on international scene, Israel has announced dozens of new airstrikes on Hezbollah's strongholds in Lebanon a day after 492 people, including 35 children, were killed in the deadliest bombardment since the devastating war in 2006. Israel's overnight strikes on southern Lebanon came after it said it had killed a large number of militants when it hit about 1,600 suspected Hezbollah targets across the country. Hezbollah said it had launched volleys of missiles at Israel military bases, and hours after 180 of its projectiles and unmanned aerial vehicle crossed into Israeli airspace, sending people into the city of Haifa running for shelter. An American woman who disappeared while hiking on South Africa's Table Mountain has been found dead. A Brooke Chevron, a student from the North Carolina, was in Cape Town doing an internship at non-governmental organization. The 20-year-old student was reported missing after a tracking app she was using on a solo hike stopped updating and she could not reach. The police told local media that her body was discovered on Sunday in a mountainous backdrop area known as Davis Peak. About the sport, Liverpool manager Arne Slot has provided an update on the goalkeeper Alisson Becker's injury status while the club faces the mounting pressure to secure Trent Alexander's long-term future and missing interest from European giant. Alisson, who amazed Liverpool's recent series of victory over Bournemouth, is still on the road to recovery. A Slot confirmed in a pre-match press conference that the Brazilian keeper will not be available for the upcoming Carabao Cup fixtures against the West Ham United. English Premier League giants Liverpool, Newcastle and Tottenham Hotspur have sent their scouts to the watch Atlanta for Ademola Lookman ahead of a potential move next summer. According to the football agreements, the EPL trio had their scout in attendance during the European Champions League between Atalanta and Arsenal last Thursday to watch the Nigeria international. Our two-time heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua has been urged to retire from boxing following his knockout defeat of a fellow Brit Daniel Dubois on Saturday. The call came from the former boxing champion Prince Nassim Mohammed, who believes Joshua should bow out of the sport after suffering his fourth professional loss. Juventus are reportedly plotting to bring Victor Osimhen back to Serie A as the league to boost their attack next season. According to Red Sport football chief Paolo, the Turin Giants have lost confidence in the current frontman Dusan Vlahovic and eyeing the Nigerian striker as a potential replacement. Pagani revealed that Juventus do not consider Vlahovic to be at the same level as other top strikers in Italian's top flight, like Inter Milan's Lautaro and Martinez or Osimhen during his time at Napoli. As we wrap up the Global TV News Express, let's take a look at our top stories. President Bola Tinubu has written the Senate requesting the confirmation of Justice Kiridat Kekereekun as substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria. Petrol prices hit 2,500 naira as Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria shut filling stations over seized trucks. Juventus are reportedly plotting Osimhen's Serie A return. And that's the package on News Express coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and free to air Nicomsat. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on the screen. I'm Medika Michael. Many thanks for watching and stay with us on News Express. See you again.